2.5 years after Russia invaded Ukraine, Western sanctions have largely failed to isolate Moscow. From Beijing to New Delhi, Tehran to Hanoi and Pyongyang, it's cultivated a web of strategic relationships aimed at countering Western influence. In June, Russian President Vladimir Putin paid a visit to Pyongyang and said, "We highly appreciate your consistent and unwavering support for Russian policy, including the Ukrainian strand. I'm referring to our fight against the hegemonic policy imposed for decades, the imperialist policy of the United States and its satellites against the Russian Federation." Russia's partnerships are helping it build resilience against sanctions imposed by the US, UK and EU, targeting its economy and maintain its military operations in Ukraine. China and India have provided Moscow with a financial lifeline by increasing their imports of Russian oil. And Iran and North Korea are reportedly supplying weapons and military hardware, though both nations deny these accusations. But beyond arms and energy, analysts say the Russian president has a vision of multipolar world, and it's taking shape. At the heart of this is the BRICS group, an economic bloc of emerging economies that's expanding its influence. Originally including 5 countries, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, it has now expanded to include 5 more, including Iran and Saudi Arabia. This shift can be seen at the United Nations, where Russia's allies often abstain from votes critical of Moscow. While BRICS nations deny devising plans for a military alliance, some experts warn this possibility cannot be ruled out.
The US and Brussels both fear that if BRICS does become this bigger and more unified economic and trade bloc, then that's only one step away from it becoming a military bloc in the future. So for now, everything is focused on sanctions and economic threats as well as incentives.
But the West is not standing idle. The US and Europe are ramping up pressure on countries trading with Russia, including China, the UAE, and Turkey. An upcoming BRICS summit in Russia could mark a turning point. As a NATO member and EU candidate, Turkey's bid to join the bloc led by Russia and China marks a major shift in global alliances. Such a realignment could alter the dynamics at the United Nations. With backing from these strengthened relationships, Russia and its allies may find themselves with a more robust support base in international forums, and one that challenges the West's ability to isolate them. Aksel, Zaimovic, Al Jazeera.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.